What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today, BCH USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it, okay? Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon, of course, as always. It is the second day of October, and the markets have come to life, haven't they? Bitcoin's pumping, Ethereum's pumping, everything's green, man. Except for Bio. Bio is in the red. But it was green yesterday. It was definitely green. Or was that earlier today? I want to see, actually. Hold on. Let's see. Was it earlier today? No, it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday it was up like 17%. That's how it is, right? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but that's how it is. Whatever pumped yesterday is going to dump today. Whatever was down yesterday is going to be up today. That's just how it is. $593 right now. We're up about 6.6% this week. We got 3 days left in the week here. I don't expect too much movement to happen between now and the end of the week, but going into next week, going into the end of this month, we should be rocking and rolling, guys. We're really in the final days. It's been a theory for a long time, but now the clock is ticking and I can hear it. Can you hear it? It's literally going like tick tock tick. You can hear it, man. We are getting close, very very close to the point of which we're going to break out and see this thing come to life. And the reason why we know that's true, just beyond the fact of looking at this chart, which we're on the monthly time frame. This chart's phenomenal, guys. This is probably the most bullish chart in crypto right now. It's phenomenal. But besides this. Besides the foreshadowing going on with this right here, lifelong consolidation phase. In case you don't know, let me just spell it out for you. Lifelong consolidation phase. You rejected once, twice, then you started doing something different. When you reacted from this line, this was the move you got. This was the move you got. Now you're about to break out of it to the upside. I wonder what kind of movement you're going to get, right? Like you could truly, by the end of the cycle, you guys see something of a similar magnitude or greater, especially if we're breaking out to new all-time highs. But beyond just the chart speaking to us, telling us, hey, load up now or forever hold your regrets, we've got the whole damn market that's coming to life as well. Bitcoin's about to see new all-time highs. Ethereum is about to see new all-time highs. XRP, Solana, Dogecoin's on its way as well. Tron, BNB, all these top coins are on their ways to new all-time highs. And beyond the top coins, the market, there's definitely some vibrance going on. We had a bit of fear in our crypto fear and greed index here. If it would load, then we would know, but it's so slow. There we go. Lowest levels of fear that we've had since April, which is our last low area in Bitcoin. The lowest area is here. BTC's price is at a low, and now we've skyrocketed since then. We're not even in areas of greed, let alone extreme greed, which is where we typically top off. We've probably got months of upside to go before we consolidate to any degree at all. And when we're in our finale phase, I wish this thing actually would show last cycle because they've only started making it since 2023. But when we're in our finale phase, one would assume we're going to see levels of greed maintained for a lot longer. Okay, none of these in this current bull cycle that we're in right now, none of these extreme greed readings were during the finale phase when alt season's pumping, when Bitcoin's pumping, when all the top dogs are pumping, and we just can't be stopped. There's maximum euphoria. I would expect we're in those extreme greed areas for longer amounts of time than anything we've seen so far. And all I'm saying is it all starts here. It's all very clear that it starts here. Regardless of how bullish Bitcoin Cash's chart is, the fact that the market is coming to life tells me that we've only got so much time before we do rip to the upside, okay? Likely, because otherwise what? Altcoins are going to move up. Bitcoin's going to move up. The top 10 are all going to see new all-time highs, but Bitcoin Cash is just going to stay here. I doubt it. I highly doubt it, man. We look at BCH BTC right here on Coinbase. You know, this thing's been outperforming Bitcoin for a long time, since April. It's just been a nice steady trend. Now, over the last 4 weeks, not so much, but this is not a rejection, right? This was a rejection. This was a rejection, right? This is consistent. We're just finding support at prior resistance and prior support here. We're about to launch. You look at the weekly time frame, the RSI hit the overbought zone, rejected. Now we're back at this area that we found support at before. Same thing with the stochastics. We're about to launch. On the weekly MACD, the tips are about to touch. When the tips touch, typically, that's actually a good thing. Tips touch, typically, that's a good thing. Here, you can show that promotes more decay whenever the tips touch. Here, whenever they touch, they cross a little bit. It promotes growth. We don't actually have too many examples of them touching to the positive effect, but I'm assuming we're going to have a positive effect, being that the stochastics and the RSI are overall very, very bullish. And again, this is BCH BTC. I will say I don't like the daily RSI, I don't like that. I don't like the stochastics or this. It's quite possible that BTC outperforms BCH for the coming days, and that's fine, right? There's 3 days left in this week. Tomorrow's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's okay if Bitcoin outperforms Bitcoin Cash over the coming days, like over the weekend, but I would assume, just as it's been really since April for BCH to BTC, I would assume that we continue to outperform Bitcoin. And actually, I'm kind of curious, what is BCH USD compared to others? Let's actually look at that real quick. Others, BCH USD, we'll use Coinbase, sure, and we'll click enter. Okay. Since April, or since February of this year, Bitcoin Cash has been outperforming the average altcoin. And the indicator's a little bit weird because this chart's a little bit weird, unfortunately. It won't let me put it in log. It says it's in log, but it's not in log. Just trust me. It doesn't look like it's in log, does it? Looks like we're in a massive accumulation phase where we've rejected, we're here now, we're doing a dance. We're not rejecting, we're doing something different. We're going to get some different behavior. Bitcoin Cash, with a chart like this, with a chart like the BCH BTC pair, with a chart like this on the USD pair, I highly doubt we're going to do anything short of exceptional behavior over this coming month of October. Okay. I feel like that was the intro. And now we can get to work. I feel like that was the intro. Because it's just, this is not something we're going to have again, you guys. This moment right here, with absolute undeniable clarity of where we are in this massive trend, this took the end of the bull cycle, the finale phase, a full bear market, a full bull market, another full bear market, and the majority of a next, basically 2 full bull markets and 2 full bear markets to form. This has taken years to form. We're not going to have this kind of clarity of our directional heading for such a long time. And the anticipation's been killing us for months now. But we're at that point where we are literally about to break out. And we know, I don't care, and if you don't know, now you know, this move is going to be more spectacular than anything we've seen this cycle, and possibly, probably, bigger than anything we've seen in our whole lives. Bitcoin Cash is going to come to life like it never has before because it's never been in this area before where it hasn't been held down before. It's never been here. It's going to rip. And we're going to see, I would not be surprised in the least if by the end of October, Bitcoin Cash saw a move that took it all the way up to about $1,600. And $1,600 from here gives it about a 2.8x. So it's going to see something more than that because I expect the average altcoin to do more than that. Truly, Bitcoin Cash right now at less than $600 is going to go to prices well above $2,000 in the next 30 days. And why in the next 30 days? Why am I so confident of saying that we're going to see that kind of movement? We haven't seen any movement to that magnitude in a very long time. Why am I calling for that now this month? Because of everything we talked about. Like I said, that was just the beginning. To get to that bold call, you have to understand the beginning. Everything else that we've talked about leads up to this point. What? We're gonna break out of this multi-year, multi-cycle, lifelong trend, and we're gonna settle for less? You're telling me that all the people who've accumulated here, they're just going to dump as soon as we pump. That's what's happening. Yeah, the guys that have been accumulating here for the long run, as soon as we pump, they're out. There's no supply. There's no supply. And that demand shock is going to rip through the roof, man. It's going to rip this thing through the roof because not only do you have people who actually are aware of Bitcoin Cash, who've been buying down here, who feel like they don't have enough, who want more, who have enough, who wish they had more still, who even whenever it goes up here and you're prepared as prepared can be, you're going to be like, why didn't I sell my shoes? I should have put more money into Bitcoin Cash, damn it. You're going to have beyond those people who are diehard Bitcoin Cash people who are here no matter what, which is a large group in the crypto community actually. You're going to have the pump chasers coming in. You're going to have the people who've been looking at this chart and thinking, I don't know, I'm going to stick with what everybody else is saying. Bitcoin's the real Bitcoin. I'm not going to look into Bitcoin Cash because the price action's not there, right? When the price action's there, people are going to start to look into it more seriously. They're going to hear the narratives and they're going to hear them clearly. You're going to have a new generation of Bitcoin Cash investors that, just like these people, are here to stay. Going back to that point, they're here to stay. What, we're going to get a 56% pump? We're going to pump like this, like we have the rest of the cycle? No, this move, definably, before it happens, I'm not a prophet and neither are you. We're just human beings with brains and eyeballs. This move will be bigger than anything we've seen dating back to our inception back in 2017. I wouldn't even say it's the inception, but the hard fork. You know what I mean. The inception was back in 2009 or whatever, whenever the first Bitcoin came out. It's going to be insane. What's crazy, my friends, is that the more that I look at this, the more I'm like, are we even going to stop at 2K? We could very well be at our all-time high areas by the end of October. And when we get up there, a lot of people are going to be shocked. You're going to hear people all over YouTube, all over X.com that are shocked at this behavior from Bitcoin Cash. I hope you're like me. You're not going to be shocked at all. Maybe we don't get there by the end of October. Maybe it's the end of the year. Maybe we're beyond that by the end of the year. But when it happens, we're not going to be shocked. We're not even going to be like, I told you so. We're just going to be like, all right, what's next? We know what's next, right? We know what's next because this one has paved the road ahead already. People are going to start to get on board with it, man. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but some massive things are coming. Monthly time frame. The RSI looks immaculate. Absolutely it does, right? You do have lower lows in the price of lower lows in the RSI, but that's okay. Living above the 50 predominantly, that's why it looks bullish, right? Where most of your life you've been living below the 50. Now this whole cycle you've been living above the 50. We haven't even really been overbought this cycle, right? Other than that one little bit in March there. We're about to get overbought now. We're a lot more poised, a lot better postured. Here in March, we ran up for 2 months, just excellent, brilliant move. Here, even if we do something of a similar note, I'm actually kind of curious. What do we get here from a low to a high? That's a 200%. I mean, even from here, man, that same kind of move. Let me put it right on us, right there. That same kind of move takes us right to our all-time highs, our cycle highs last cycle. But the stochastics are about to be overbought. They weren't overbought. Oh, they were overbought in March. My bad. So they were overbought in March too. The MACD is drifting further away from the zero on the oscillator, showing stronger readings, right? We're looking like we're building more momentum here in a more positive way than we did back in March, in my opinion. Although the histogram was a lot stronger here as far as the reading goes. The oscillators are stronger, and I think that we're in a much better position to build from here. All I'm trying to say, guys, is that I would be very surprised if the movement we get now is the same movement that we had back in March. I'd be very, very surprised if we had that. I would be the absolute opposite of surprised if it was dramatically stronger. And again, just to put it in reference, for reference sake, this move here, oops, that's not the move. From the low to the high of that month. Actually, let's do this. Let's put it to this high. Low to high. From our current low of this month, let's just even take it from the low of last month. That'd put us at $1,700. Right? If we're overestimating even, let's put it at the high. That'd be at $2,000. I genuinely see us going above $2,000. BCH, BTC. Can we make sense out of that? Can we make sense out of BCH, BTC? Because I think Bitcoin's going to be, by the end of October, I think we're going to be at 180K. I do. So 180K at 1% of a BCH to BTC ratio would be an $1,800 price for Bitcoin Cash. That's not enough. That would mean we have to be above these highs. And where would we be? High to low, 1.5%. What's 1.5% of 180? That's, why can't I do math? 2,700? Oh my God, man. What if we're at $2,700? What if that's where we're going? What if higher? I keep doing this. I'm sure some people are like, what if? Yeah, I get it. I know, man. I have a hard time looking at this fib. I have a hard time seeing us stop at 2,700 because 3,600 would make more sense. If 3,600 makes sense, we'd have to be at 2% of a Bitcoin. While Bitcoin's at the high. I don't know, man. I don't know. The BCH BTC chart is in very bullish posturings as well. The BCH others chart is bullishly postured as well. We're about to break out. We're wound up here. Undoubtedly, we are rounding our bottom, right? This chart has a very soft curve to it, and we're flattening out. Typically, in moments like this, you do get a very crazy candle upwards. And imagine we ripped all the way up here. Prior resistance, prior support there. And when I say rip, I mean like it could be within 1 month. Maybe if it's not by the end of the month, then it's by the end of the year. But then we're talking about dramatically higher targets, right? Then Bitcoin itself is not at 180K. It's at 250K or 200K or something like that. Time will tell. all I got to say, guys, I'm sorry that I kind of droned off there at the end. All I have to say is we're at about $591 now. We're not going to be here for long. And this is the month. This is the month where it happens. October is the month where Bitcoin Cash cements itself as a force to be reckoned with in the crypto space. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. And if the question that you have, and it was not answered through this video, should have been answered, but if the question that you have that a lot of people have is, okay, but is it a good time to buy? The answer is obvious, right? It should be obvious, right? It's a great time to buy. In fact, it's not going to be a good time to buy very, very soon. Very soon, it's going to be the opposite of good time to buy. That doesn't actually, no, not the opposite. It's not going to be a good time to sell either. It's just going to be late. You're not late now. You're not late now. But soon enough. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.